So to begin our first graphic organizer, we're going to open up a blank document. So when you go to the File menu, as seen in the previous video, you will go to New, and you will open up this 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and you will get a blank 8.5 by 11. You'll always be able to tell what size document you're working with because there is a ruler at the top. That will also help you when you start to add things to your document to kind of keep things aligned. Now you can see the document shows you the full page. When we start putting content on it, sometimes it can become a little bit difficult to actually view. So what we're going to do, I'm going to click on the View tab and I'm going to zoom in just a little bit just so that I can get a better idea of what my page looks like. And then I'm going to go back over to the Home section over here and I'm going to insert my first text box. As I said in the other video, you can't just start typing on this document. Right now I'm clicking on my screen, nothing is happening, I'm not getting any cursor like you would in Microsoft Word. We need to insert a text box in order to start inserting straight text right on the screen. So if you're on the Home tab, you're going to see a button that says Draw Text Box. And when you click on Draw Text Box, you're going to see that your cursor turns into this cross. Now you can just click on the screen and adjust the size of your text box, but what I prefer to do is to hold my mouse button down while dragging so that I can get the size text box that I want. So you can see I'm still holding my mouse button down and I'm dragging. So I started in the corner, and if your text box size doesn't come out exactly the way you want it, you can always adjust it. You can see you have these little circles at the corners of your text box. This will allow you to adjust the size. Now you do notice that you have a blue border around your entire sheet. That kind of gives you an idea of where you should keep all the content of your document, your publisher document in. So I'm going to adjust this so that my text box stays within the confines of that blue border. Okay, now that I have a text box and I click inside it, you can see that I have a blinking cursor. By default in Publisher, your text size is always going to be size 10, not 12 or 14 like you would normally get in Microsoft Word. I want to make this larger because I think 10 is a little too small, and I'm going to click on 14, and then I'm just going to start typing. So let's say this is a graphic organizer for my students. So I'm going to type in name, and then I'm going to hold the Shift key down and the key next to the 0 so that I can get a straight line so my students can write their name. Then I'm going to hit the Tab key 2, 3, 4 times, and I will put a section for the date, and then again hold the Shift key down while pressing the key to the right of the 0. So that's my first text box that I have on the screen. Now you may want to adjust this if you made a mistake or you don't like the way it looks. Let's say for instance I don't like that I don't have enough room next to where I wrote the word date. If I put my cursor next to the D in date, I can hit backspace and it will move everything over, and then I can hold the Shift key down and again add a little bit more length to my lines. Now if that happens, that means that you added a little too much and it wrapped around to a second line. So I'm going to hit backspace so that everything stays on one line. So that's my first text box. Now I'm going to insert one more text box so that I can insert a title. So my title is going to be Sample Graphic Organizer. And again, you can see it came out very small. I didn't change my font before I started typing. So in that case, I will highlight the text. And sometimes when you highlight the text, you'll actually get the font tools right above you, which is a nice feature of the newer version. This way I don't have to go all the way up to my menu. And the other nice thing I like about Publisher and Word in this new version is before you even select anything, it will give you an idea of what it's going to look like just by hovering on the different font sizes. So I'm going to maybe put this at 20 or 22. Now you can see this isn't exactly centered, so I'm going to click inside here and I'm going to click on my center alignment button, and then the text boxes can be moved and adjusted depending on where you want to put it. So if you put your cursor around the edge of one of the text boxes, you'll see your cursor turns into those 4 arrows. That's going to allow you to drag your text box on the screen to where you want it. And if I click away, I can get a better idea of where everything is lying on my publisher document. So this is going to end this tutorial just on inserting text boxes for your graphic organizer. In the next video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to start inserting various shapes, inserting clip art, manipulating the clip art, and inserting arrows so that we can complete the first project.